In today's class, we are going to be learning the basics of pointers. So, in this lecture, we are going to be learning just an introduction to pointers. So, first of all, what is a pointer? A pointer is nothing but a variable that stores the address of another variable. So, in simple terms, a pointer is nothing great or different, it is just a variable. But it is a variable which does not store values like other variables. It stores the address of some other variable. Okay. Normally all the variables like suppose say variable say I or say j, you would have, they would store some values like say 4 is an integer value, or say j is having a float value like say 5.1. So variables just hold values, they don't hold anything else other than values. 4 is a value and 5.1 is a value. Whereas a pointer variable stores address. We shall see what is address. You will understand this better in the next slides. Now here are some examples which you can see on the screen, which are all pointer variables. So p is a pointer variable, n is a pointer variable, and m is also a pointer variable. P is a pointer variable of the type integer. How do you know that it is a pointer variable? With this asterisk sign what you see. So the asterisk sign denotes that variable is a pointer variable. Similarly, n is a pointer variable of the type float, and m is a pointer variable of the type double. So the moment you put a asterisk sign, it is a pointer variable. So let us go on to the next thing and let us see what is an address. Now whenever we say a variable, okay, this would be, suppose say this is the example, take this example, num is a variable name. This 10 which this variable holds is the value, and the address in memory, inside the memory, at whatever address this value is present would be the address of that variable num. So it could be any kind of an address like this way. Computer addresses are represented in a combination of various alphanumeric characters. Okay, so this is an example of an address, suppose say of variable num. Now whenever we say a variable, okay, and we suppose put the ampersand sign in front of that variable, it will actually give the address of that variable. Like this ampersand num means address of that variable in memory. So the address of num in memory is actually represented like this way. Now we have actually used this many times in the scanf function. You all must have used this like so many n number of times in all the programs you have done. Ampersand num, so ampersand the variable. So this actually means nothing but the address of that variable num. So this value, when we use this scanf statement, this value will be actually whatever the user will enter will be stored in this address in memory. Hence we write the ampersand sign and then the variable name. So this is how we represent addresses in memory, by using a ampersand sign. Let's move on to the next thing. Let us see one example. Now this is one simple code which actually prints the number num. So suppose say we initialize num with 5, and suppose we print this num, it will print 5, of course. Sorry, this is not 10 but this is 5. The output was having a mistake. This is 5 not 10, because num has a value of 5. And when we print the address by putting a ampersand sign, the address in memory like this ways will be printed on the screen. So which means this is the address of the num variable. Now as you see over here, while printing we use the %p format specifier. We do not use %d. %d is for integer values. Okay, %p actually represents pointer format specifier. Okay, so this is how we would print an address in memory. Now this, putting this ampersand sign over here before the NUM will give us the address. So it will print the address of the variable num. So this will be the output which we will get on the screen. So as you see, actually same variable num, if just printed without an ampersand sign, will give us the value which is 5, and if it is printed with the ampersand sign, it will print the address like this way. So this is the memory address. Let us go to the next thing. Here is an example, another example which will tell us more about pointers. Now here the variable var is initialized and is assigned a value of 10. The next thing is I have declared a pointer variable p. Why it's a pointer variable? Because it is a type, it is having this asterisk sign. Now what happens next is, as you see over here, the p pointer variable is assigned the address of this variable, because that is the purpose of a pointer variable. Pointer variables are meant to have addresses, are meant to store addresses of other variables. So the address of this variable var I will assign to this pointer variable in this manner, assigned by using the assignment operator. So actually in the memory what happens is that, as you see over here, suppose this is the variable var, 10 is the value which it holds, obviously because we have initialized with 10. Now this would be the memory address of the variable var. Now the moment we do this line, we execute this line, what will happen is that the pointer variable p will store the address of this variable var. As you see, this address is what is the address of the variable var. Now what you see over here is the address of the pointer variable, which is different. But the pointer variable is actually storing the address of the other variable, which is var. Now you have to remember that whenever you use something like this way, that the data type of the pointer variable should match to the data type of the variable address of which you are actually storing. So for example, if variable var is of the type integer, then pointer variable should also be integer. Pointer variable cannot be float or cannot be double. It has to match. So both of them have to match in this way. So this is how the representation of memory and pointer variables happen. The next thing is one sample code which will print various things. I have taken the same lines again, okay, just that to show you all the differences when we do printing, what all you can actually print onto the screen. Okay, first thing is, if we print something like this ways, what will happen is the address of the variable var will get printed. Why the address will get printed? Because it is a end operator is used, ampersand sign is used, hence address will get printed. So as you see over here, the first line, address is printed. Now very important is to put the %p specifier, format specifier, because it is an address. The next thing is, if we print p with this format specifier, which means p will have actually over here the address. So this is indirectly means address only. So the pointer variable p will hold the address of the variable var. Hence when I print p also, I will get address only. The next thing is, if I print VAR, what will get printed? What is in VAR? Now what is in VAR? 10. And if I again print %p with, sorry, not %p, if I print asterisk p, which means it is a pointer variable p, what will I get is, depends actually on this specifier also. Like I'm actually writing over here %d, which means that the pointer variable will print value 10, because the pointer variable is pointing to a location, pointing to a memory address where 10 is present. So which means the 10 value will get printed. Next thing is, if I print p again like this way, which is the same line as this one, the value of the pointer will get printed. So whatever is in p will get printed. This line is just a repetition. And last, suppose we want to print the address of the pointer, then we would have to put ampersand and the letter p as in the pointer variable. That's how we would be able to print the address of the pointer. So now you see, this is the address of the pointer. Address of the pointer is very much different from the address of the variable. They are not the same thing. Okay, I will go back to that slide which shows us the diagram once again. I will clear off everything from here. Now just to revise, that if suppose we have a variable VAR, this is the value which the variable stores, and this is the address of the variable VAR. Now whenever we declare a pointer variable will be created like this way with some address. So the pointer variable also has an address basically in the memory. The moment we do something like this way, okay, which is assigning the address of the variable to the pointer variable, so this value will get stored in the pointer variable. And what is this? This is actually nothing but the address of that other variable VAR. That will get stored in the pointer variable. If suppose we had not done this line, then this will not get stored over here. Suppose we had to just not have this line. Okay, suppose this line does not exist, which means this address will not get stored in this place. Pointer will just be created, empty pointer will be created with nothing assigned or initialized with. Later on, then you can do whatever assignment of addresses. So this is how pointers work in C. So hence pointers are very much required for the concept of call by reference in functions. So whenever we say we call a function by the method of call by reference, we need pointers to do this, because we are referring to memory addresses. Whenever we do call by reference, we pass addresses of the variables and not the actual values of the variables. Therefore, we need to use pointers. Without pointers, we cannot do, because pointers do the job of storing addresses of the variables. So this is it about the introduction to pointer variables. Thank you for watching.